There he is. Salute. How are you?
Greeting. I'm good.
Doing great.
Thanks for having me. How
Doing
you guys
great,
doing?
bro. Absolute honor to have you on. Like I said in the beginning, I'm a credit reader, and I definitely know, I know your body of work, but it's so extensive that I think a lot of individuals don't get the spotlight or the shine that they deserve, in my opinion. The amount of work that goes in, creativity, time, and effort alone, you know, and they could skate through life and you could have somebody standing next to you singing a song that you're responsible for and they don't even know that you're responsible for it. So anyway, it's absolute honor to have you here, brother. Yes. So I'm trying to get the co-host is not accepting. But let me just say, Roach, I don't know what's up. See if you can, I don't know. It might be stuck with the 3. This co-host here is Dismos. Eazy-E had a ghostwriter for 24 Hours to Live. That would be my man Dismos. He's also his own artist as well, but part of Lynch Mob and a bunch more. Rich and Ruthless, but that's my man Dismos there.
Sure. Nice. Big ups. Good to meet you here.
Just so we can introduce you to my younger audience, my younger following, to inform them. I mean, there's so much to it. I'm skipping huge portions of your life, but let's bring it back to the beginning. Actually, if you don't mind, could you introduce yourself and a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Bonzai Caruso. I'm a freelance recording engineer from the East Coast, from New York City, and yeah, I've been making music professionally since I was 17 years of age, and very blessed to keep doing it today after all these years in this ever-changing industry that redefines itself and we love so much.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's been a while.
You know, I like to do my research, and I don't know if I misspoke or not. Was it correct you came to New York with $400 in your pocket? $50.
No, $50.
So I did misspeak. $50.
Yeah, I was 18 years old. I stayed at the YMCA for $50 a week. I had a little tiny room at the YMCA back in those days, in the early 80s. And yeah, I attended the Institute of Audio Research in Greenwich Village, New York, and from there, got a job at a studio interning at a little place called Secret Sound Studio, and worked there for a few years before going freelance. But during that time, we got to learn drum machines and, you know, engineering, mixing, recording, editing. It was all analog in those days.
Yeah.
So we were chopping up tape with razor blades, you know, making beats. Yeah, yeah, it was all analog in those days. So yeah, I was really blessed to have that opportunity. And from there, working at all the studios, Hit Factory, Quad Recording, Unique, Right Track, Chung King, obviously, all those, all throughout Manhattan, all through the 80s, 90s.
Wow. Dude, real quick, definition of bonsai.
Oh, I got that name Bonzai. It's interesting because bonsai with the Z is a different meaning than with an S. Bonsai with an S is a small Japanese tree, prunes grow. A bonsai with a Z is a kamikaze term. I used to race motocross when I was a teenager. I raced motocross for Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki. I was a crazy off-road nutcase in the woods in New Jersey as a kid. And that's where the nickname stuck.
And then, so Caruso is your real? That's the go?
It's my family's name. My family came from Italy, yeah.
So you related to Robinson, mother?
Actually, the spelling, he's Caruso.
For sure. I'd be fascinated with names, bro. I be tripping off of people, how people get their names and nicknames, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did recently find out, though, through a DNA kind of thing, that I'm a direct descendant of Darwin, Charles Darwin, of all people.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
And responsible for a huge portion of the evolution of music as well.
I hope so. I hope
you
leave a
definitely already have. Trust me on that. That's incredible. So I got to know this. $50 in your pocket, go to New York. That's got to be scary, such a risk. what is your first move? Your first move to chase after your musical dreams? What is the first thing you attempt? Yeah.
Well, for me personally, what I attempted, playing guitar, studying guitar as a teenager in high school. And I was really attracted to great sounding records, sonic, records that sounded really well recorded and produced. And that's what inspired me to learn how to accomplish that. And getting a job in the studio and learning at the Institute was really, oh my God, I was on fire. I just wanted to soak up and learn everything. I lived at the recording studio 96 hours a week, and slept on the couch and just soaked it all in. And it was very important to me to really, to write, and it's an art. So there's really, there are, in my, really no flaws, right? There's, it's just creativity and keeping that. Hey,
who was the first person you worked with that you was like, damn, like you didn't say it out loud, but you was like, man, I can't believe I'm fucking working with Wookie Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like
you just can't say the shit out loud. But I had my moment. I had my moments. You know what I'm saying? Where you be in the room and you like, damn, this motherfucker don't know I was in the room trying to act like him before and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got it. My goodness. Well, in those days, I got to say it was probably Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, and those guys, because we were all kids.
Wow.
You worked with Melly Mel before? So that was one of your first times you was in that room going, damn.
Yeah.
Grandmaster, come on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Africa. And
wow.
Yeah, Nitro Deluxe. Who else? I remember those days. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
What was you doing? Engineering or making a beat or something? What was you doing?
Yeah, I was learning the ropes. So I was learning how to record and mix and edit, and so we were just all figuring it out. Just awesome. In the studio trying to figure it out.
And excuse me real quick, I just want to introduce my other co-host here. This is Stefan, aka Roach Killer from Ruthless Records. He was part of a legendary group, Breeze, LA Posse, on a TV show, Pump It Up. Many more, man, wears many hats, mentor of mine. That is Roach Killer there.
Greetings. Nice.
I got you. Blessings.
So that is, man, I just, this phrase that I've always heard, that I would take hard work over talent all day. That talent that doesn't work hard, it is, you became talented, but your drive, in my opinion, is what kept you going to go to New York with $50, but then to level up to where you're at today. That's got to be inspiring. I don't know. Do you have children? Oh,
I don't.
Okay. I think you've inspired already just from your story. Do you have a book out? Did you write a book?
In the works.
This is crazy. Yes. I mean, it is incredible. How did you go? All right. What was the first project? What was your first major project that you landed?
Oh God, there's so many. I can't remember all of them. The first one is probably Whitney Houston's mother, Sissy Houston. Whitney and I are about the same age. And Whitney would come in and sing background vocals on her mother's record, it was a gospel record. And with her friend, this guy named Luther Vandross, and he would come along and sing with her. And that was probably one of the very first. And this other record, Barbara Roy, and then CNC Music Factory came in after that with two Puerto Ricans, a Dominican and a black man. Do It Properly was this big house record. So those were early records.
Wow.
We were kids.
No, you definitely worked with everybody. I'm curious. So how did the Damon Marley project come about?
All through that, well, I did a record with Diana King, this record called Shy Guy, which was featured on the film with Bad Boys with Will.
Yeah, we kind of up there too a little bit, not like that, but
yeah, real shit. That was my jam back
Yeah.
in the day. Real shit.
Lord have mercy, mercy. When that record dropped, it just all of a sudden I started getting the calls from Stephen Marley, from Jamaica, from Tough Gong, from the whole Jamaican crew, and I was very blessed to be thrown into it, and it was a big learning curve for me. Really big learning, because I've been doing house music and hip hop and R&B and all this other stuff, gospel, jazz, all the different stuff. So learning that the characteristics of all the different types of reggae music, right? That's how I got thrust into it, because of that record.
Wow. That is dope. Okay, so
yeah,
where was your main hub during that time? Where were you working out of?
New York City. I was in New York City pretty much until recently, till the last decade or so. I've been all throughout the 80s, 90s, and 2000s was New York City. But I worked in Miami a lot. I worked in Australia, in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica a lot, Los Angeles, Europe, Italy. I've been blessed.
You got a Roxy story?
No, no, I should though.
Right?
What you mean, LA, Hollywood Roxy?
No, I'm talking about the New York Roxy. He was in New York in the 80s.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I know you've been there though. You was just in there just chilling though. Just chilling.
Yeah, in those days, it was everyone. We were all at either Quad Recording, Right Track, Unique, the Hit Factory, Sony Music,
and then to
you ever work at
down.
You ever work at Chung King?
Yeah. Chung King all the time. I lived right down the street. I would walk there in a t-shirt.
Hell
yeah. A
lot
lot
of
of rats
records
too. Them big ass rats over there too.
Hell yeah, big ass rats in Chung King.
All the memories.
Now you've worked with, I mean, I say this often, you've worked with everybody in the industry. I say that, but for you, you've literally worked with everybody in the industry. It'd probably be hard to put your finger on one, but what project, if you could name one, stands out to you where you felt like this is such a memorable moment, I will never forget I was part of this?
Oh my God, I'm so blessed to say there have been so many. The top ones that come up, I have to be Distant Relatives with Damian Marley and Nas. That record is so special. And the Stephen Marley records as well. Those are just memorable, and it's give you that and fuzzy feeling. Powerful.
You mentioned the Distant Relative with Nas. That is that's legendary. How did that come about?
I had been worked with Nas way back in the day on the Queensbridge Finest record, I think it was, in New York City back in those days. But when he collaborated with Damian, it was just I happened to be working.
So when you say working, what you was like, you was engineering the record?
Okay. Yeah, recording and mixing, recording, editing.
Awesome.
Oh,
that is incredible. So what is today an average day look like now? Do you have your own studio where people could hire your services?
I do stuff out of my home studio. It's a small studio, but it's a powerful one in terms. It really depends on the project. Every project is different, right? So if I'm recording, 9 players, I work out of several different studios. There's a great studio here in Las Vegas called The Hideout, which I worked out a lot. I actually helped design and build it when it was first, went up. And Miami, New York. If I go to the big studios to record with and collaborate, so I travel. But otherwise, people send me their recordings. They'll send me Pro Tools sessions or Logic sessions, or even just individual WAV files, and I will pull them up and I'll do additional production, remixing, editing, or just mixing, or whatever. Every record is different.
I'd have something. I would love to have your touch on that. So that was my way of asking how I'm going to go about getting my music in your hands. So perfect. That's great. I'm gonna try that.
And
That is,
dude, on the 21st, I'll be in Vegas, man, for a couple of hours, man. I'm gonna be at that chicken and waffle spot. I'm gonna do the little celebrity parking lot meeting thing again at the little chicken and waffle spot off of Flamingo and something. What is it?
Tech, the songs that you were playing that he had.
yeah.
Okay, you were playing those off your computer. I mean, like the way those sound compared to like a lot of the music that we receive and play was, I mean, whoa. You can hear, I mean, like I could hear everything through my headphones when my headphones was working. Real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it sounded like you were playing it on a speaker. Real shit.
Don't
like,
even play my shit off. Don't even play my shit off YouTube no more. Let me just email you them songs. Them motherfuckers on YouTube be sounding like, no,
it's the mixes, bro. It's the mix. It's the mix. Real shit.
Those mixes have to translate to have all these different formats, right? Whether it's in the club, the car, the boombox speaker, the Bluetooth speaker, the iPods, the headphones, all.
And a lot of the youngsters today, they don't even think about that. They just mix in their room, and it only sounds good in their room, and they can't figure out why it sounds like garbage in the car. Real shit. Like back in the day, how you guys used to go from the Yamahas to the big speakers to, hey, take this out to the car, make sure this sound right. They don't do none of that.
Always.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very important.
What are the steps? You do your mix. First of all, what speakers you listen in? What's your equipment?
I've got so many different ones. Dyne Audios, I really love Dyne Audio monitors. Focals, different Focals, ATC, Yamaha S10s, as you can see behind me. Maybe you can't see them. The iLouds, those little tiny little iLouds, they're great for referencing. Old KRKs are great for referencing. Because it's good to have, the really top of the line, good quality, your $5,000 speaker, and then also your little cheapies and everything in between.
Okay.
Like,
nice.
Well,
Genelex
was that
one? Genelex also, they make some great. They have a great line of pro speakers.
And so, what is your future? I mean, I feel like you've reached so many levels of success. What are your new goals? What are you going after next?
Goal is just to continue learning, getting better, more songwriting. I could get deeper into songwriting again. I used to be quite a prolific songwriter, and with collaborations with lots of people writing songs, and I miss doing that, as allocating enough time in my life to songwriting, with collaborating with people, with other writers. So that's my biggest goal at the moment right now. And first books, movies, all that other stuff. Inspirational stuff. Yeah. Stuff to inspire people.
So right now, if you had a consultation with a young up-and-coming recording engineer, just graduated out of his school, and you only had a minute to talk with him, and you get to drop a little piece of advice, what advice would you tell an up-and-coming?
I would say, forget it, run for the hills. No, I'm kidding. The level of your success and the level of what you're going to get out of it, what you're going to bring to it, is your level of passion, right? So if you're passionate enough and you really care, being a part of the industry of making, being an artist and making whatever production or writer, engineer, the drive, hold on to that drive. And I promised myself too, it's like the day I'm no doing this, so my 1 minute with them, go for it, embrace it. Technology, remember where it came from as well, right? Be inspired, find inspiration.
Yeah, and there's a crazy echo right now.
Yeah. I heard it.
Okay. Okay.
Not hearing it.
No,
Oh,
yeah, I was just happening for a second there. No, that's
my volume.
You're a little choppy.
No, yeah,
it
it's
was
choppy.
picking out, Roach. I was hearing like the band or something. I heard it like cutting in and out. Maybe, I don't know if it was the band. I heard something.
A
Yeah,
TV, like a TV on.
I'm trying to mute them. No, that's the band next
Oh.
door.
It might be picking up on that. Okay, so you go in your young teen years, you go to schooling for that, you get out, and your first job was where?
A little studio called Secret Sound Studio. No longer. It's changed owners and become something else, but yeah, and then from there, you know, went on to, you know, once I got into the reggae industry, then you know, I started working a lot in Jamaica and Miami, especially.
Okay, so speaking of Jamaica, what's up with weed, man?
I don't know.
You in the cannabis? You in the cannabis business? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, I'm launching the Bonzai Cannabis brand as we speak. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Audio Wave Records, my grower and partner in crime, and also Stella Green Farms. Mike, they're been, you know, 2.5 years or so in developing of my strain, of the Bonzai strain, and it's currently available in limited places in California right now. We had a limited rollout at the Emerald Cup in Santa Rosa last month, or a couple months ago. And so, yeah, really excited about that. The products have been just really high quality, really high quality. I'm really excited. And I'm learning so much about the industry. I'm kind of new to it, but
there's a
it's
lot to know about it, a lot to learn. I mean, you can always learn something from it, but taking the time to develop what strain best represents you and your brand, I think that's, you know, that's important for sure.
Yeah, it is. And it's all coming from really, I'm surrounded with some great people. It's all coming from a proper place in terms of organically grown, organic everything, and you know, medicinal purposes to help.
Yeah, there's a ton of that. There is a ton. I mean, we're obviously big fans of it. We rolled out Dismos, Dis That Shit, winner of the Farmers Cup.
Right.
So I think, you know,
we
did that. We also launched Miss Toy's Warrior Kush all through Weedwoods. Salute Weedwoods for that. So very familiar, and we're gonna do a lot more talking on that. We have the Kush stock coming up April 15th. We have the whole King's table flying out. Everyone's gonna be in the building. So if you guys don't know, in Adelanto, California, check it out, April 15th. You definitely don't want to miss that. So we're going to have you back we're going to have a whole show about the cannabis, you know, and we'll go down that for sure.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Before we get off the cannabis subject, one thing about your strain, is it a hybrid, a indica, or a sativa?
It's a hybrid, a little towards the indica side.
Okay.
Hybrid.
All right.
Basically from the train wreck background and the purple punch background.
All right. Got you. Okay.
So
no, that's a good.
Little grapish flavor, huh? Yes.
Yes. On my Instagram page.
Okay, for sure.
All the details of that.
Definitely check that out. Okay. How did you get to work with Madonna?
Whoa.
Oh, Madonna. Oh my gosh. I don't remember. That's a good question, actually. Her label, I guess, reached out to me. I've been doing a lot of dance records with CNC Music Factory, with Basement Boys, with you know, Frankie Knuckles and David Morales and Little Louis Vega and all the big dance music guys. I was working at this one studio a lot called Soundworks, and the actual studio is underneath Studio 54 in Manhattan, 4th Street. So the ceiling of the studio was actually that famous dance floor, Studio 54 up above. It's kind of like a cave underneath the building. And I had been working there, and she really liked working there as well. So I think that's how we hooked up. But that was during her erotica album. So I 94, I want to say.
You know how many
94,
turned
somewhere
up
around there.
records came out of that studio down there? Bro, you'd be upstairs in the club at first, like, you come in, and then just go downstairs and just fucking make a hit and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what it was like in those days, way before my time, but I'm sure there were some crazy stories back then.
That is cool. That's super. So, Dismos did ask you this in his way, the one that you felt like a starstruck. You had so many individuals. You don't have to say a name. Can you think of a story where once you worked with this individual, your opinion of them changed? Like maybe they weren't so nice in person. Can you think of any situation that it kind of ruined it once you met them in person?
Can't really think of anything off the
say
top of my head, to be honest with you. That ruined it. Probably the other way around. I have a lot more respect for. I've been very blessed to work with some amazing. I mean, there are very few situations that I found myself in that I wasn't happy working. I've been so very blessed in that regard. You know?
So I got to ask you, what we do normally at this time, we like to ask random questions. Some are music related and some are not music related, but we just do that to get a better understanding of who you are, and it's for fun. Are you down for that? Okay. Hey, all right. Let's see. I see Roach was trying to get back in. Let's see if it'll work.
Dude, remember to ask me that shit again. That same question about meeting a motherfucker, and you go, damn. I didn't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was gonna go this way. Yeah, that shit.
In the building. What's good? Dina Ray.
He always come back how he left the first time.
He does. There it goes.
You always come back like this. and then,
Half of
and then it pops in. That shit crazy. Both times you came back, the way you was stuck like.
Okay, here we go.
You know, how you come is how you leave.
Come on with the rando.
This one is music related. Now, you definitely have worked with everyone in the industry, but build you your ultimate dream team. You could pick anyone in the industry, any genre of music, any position in music, a producer, MC, vocalist, songwriter, any position, dead or alive. You get to pick 3 individuals to build your dream team. Who would you pick?
In terms of music production?
You want to make, music production. You want to make the next. No, you just want to work with them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, vocalist.
Tough one.
Yeah, vocalist, whatever.
Gosh, so many names come to mind. I mean, right off the bat, like my idol that really inspired me in the early 80s as I was learning the craft and continue to do so was Trevor Horn. Trevor Horn, who did Owner of a Lonely Heart. Yes.
Yeah, that was my shit too.
You killed already with one name. Crazy.
Between him and Stephen Marley and some guitar players, like Mike Stern, for instance, as a guitar player, I could see, oh my God, Trevor Horn, Stephen Marley, and Mike Stern.
And Mike Stern, what is he known for playing on? Mike Stern. He's a jazz what?
A jazz guitarist.
He's a guitarist. Right?
Yeah, that is a dream.
And that's right. I could keep going.
No, but I'm interested. I think people are interested to find out, who would you pick? You know, people are looking up to you in your career. Who would be the names that you pick? So it's exciting to find that out. That's interesting. And I think you're correct. That would be an incredible record they'd come out with, for sure. Okay. Next one is not music related. Just a random question. See where you go with it. If you had the ability to travel in time and you could go to the future or go to the past, you can go as far as you want in either direction. You just visit and you come back to current time. Are you going to the future or the past? How far are you going? And why did you choose then?
That's a tough one because I have dreams of both directions, but I would have to say the future. That wouldn't be too far out either.
Okay.
Like maybe 100 years from now.
Yeah.
Just to have a peek and come back. Heck, let's see what's going to transpire, you know, or even like 6 years from now forward to see what today's kids are you know going to grow up into, what kind of a world they're going to grow up to, the little ones today.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Yeah.
These world's going to be like, right?
100 years into the future. That would be interesting. So your curiosity is more about where we're going, not of where we came from or where we've been.
Oh no, the past is history. I find history is fascinating. I'm fascinated with so many aspects of history, but I'm really curious about the future.
Now that is interesting. Okay, next one. Random question. If you could have any superpower, you could even make up your own superpower. Which one would you pick?
Oh, geez. I mean, the obvious one is just the healing, you know, just super healer to heal people that are hurting, whether it's physically or emotionally. And that's an easy one for me.
That's good, man. I think you're the only, maybe the second person that said
second person.
Yeah, no,
second person.
And you know, when people answer with that answer, is like, have you experienced like some kind of pain in your life? Like, what's the pain that you feel that, you know what I'm saying? Was it a physical pain? Was it a mental pain? Or was it like, you know what I'm saying? Or just a pain of getting through some shit, you know?
We've all had all different kinds of them, right?
You live long enough.
Yeah, you can tell it's the compassionate people that are always, their superpower is always to give. Everybody else is for self. I want to be able to be in the bank vault. I want to be able to get some money. It's always that. But his I forgot who it was, but it was about helping others.
I think it was Finesse Banks. It might have been. I think for some reason I feel like she said something.
Yeah,
about
I thought it was Dina, like our last one, Dina Ray.
Yeah, it was the last one.
A girl. I know it was a girl.
Dina. Yeah.
She's saying on Eminem. Yeah, that was. I think she was. I think. Anyway, no, that's a great answer. Okay, next one. What we do is we just say a name. Okay, you can only respond with one word, whatever word comes to mind. We say a name, and you get to respond with one word. Are you game for that? Okay. Okay. Most, do you want to go? I'll go. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder.
I'm sorry, say again.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Diplo. Diplo.
Who? Inspiring.
Nas.
That's it. Oh gosh. Straight up.
That's
good.
That's good. Man. Okay. Bob Marley.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Phil Spectrum.
Spectrum.
Spectrum. You know the little. I mean, little. You know the little House of Blues incident guy. Trouble.
Trouble.
You know,
good answer.
He's the first he's the first one with that kind of answer too. Real shit. Yeah, real talk. Good one. Whitney Houston.
Bella. Beautiful.
Bella.
Okay.
I'll just leave it.
Um, Alicia Keys.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I say booty, booty.
Okay, so that's good. No, I appreciate that, man. Right now, if you could go back and talk to your, let's say, teenage self, would you give yourself any other tips or advice to do anything different through this life's path? Yeah?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, mostly pertaining to handling business affairs.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know now in terms of contractual stuff and business affairs.
Man, that's
what I
a
would-
very common thread amongst many people, is always, I wish I knew what I knew now. I wish I knew my business. I wish I studied and researched prior to. Yeah. I wish I didn't get so, hype myself up just to sign a piece of paper, and really did the research. So now that's a good one.
Or have had someone someone repping, someone standing up and taking care of that.
That part. Yeah, because that
But if
paperwork
I
is
would've
important. It's important to handle business. You'd rather handle business than to find out that, all of a sudden when it's time to handle business, that you can't now handle business because it's too far gone and you've lost so much without the understanding. I mean, that's why when you said it was a common thread, I thought you meant because that's been in the conversation a lot lately. You dig what I'm saying?
It just
Real
seems
talk.
like it's a common answer to, if you could give yourself advice, your younger self, what would you say? And all of them were like, man, I wish know my business,
Yeah. I mean, it's always a beginning, but you know what I'm saying? You live and you learn. The lucky are those who get the opportunity to continue on. You learned a tough lesson. You didn't have to pay college tuition to get it. You learned it real life, and you still here, man, making hits and living legend and shit. That's big.
Thank you. And always learn. It's never, losing track of, the experience, being in the moment and learning, and being inspired. Just challenging yourself.
No, absolutely. Well, man, honestly, we're going to have you back and we'll have a special about your new launch of your cannabis strain, that company. We definitely want to spotlight and highlight that. But right now, feel free. Any shout outs, plugs, websites, events, anything you got going on, this platform is yours.
Oh, thanks, man. First, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I really do. And yeah, look out for the new Mystic Marley Energy record just dropped last week. Love the record. Mystic Marley Energy, freaking awesome. Natalie Rise about ready to drop some stuff. We got Mortimer about ready to get some beautiful records coming out. The Green, Kabaka Pyramid. I want to give shout out to all my people, Natalie Rise, all of them. And Kabaka and Mortimer and Mystic and Julian for LV Roots, Julian for hooking all this up for me. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Oh.
And thank you all.
Quick question. Where's the cannabis brand going to be out of?
And right now from California and
really?
Oregon, the state of Oregon. Wave and Stella Green Farms at the moment, but we're expanding.
Oh yeah, right on. I'd like to send you some information. I work for a company that that's in the cannabis industry that does white labeling and we do storage, we do testing, we do basically the whole entire gamut, real shit, from manufacturing to storage, transportation, you name it, we do it, and we're located in Long Beach.
All the information you can get from my Instagram, Bonzai Caruso.
I will,
Instagram.
and I'll send information to that to the email located on the site. I will do that. Right on, man.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. So again, thank you, man. Absolute honor to have you on. You are definitely a legend. What you've done throughout your career is legendary. So you are welcome back anytime. It's an open door policy. You are part of the King's table now. So thank you again, man, and you have a wonderful evening.
Salute.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
brother.